Oh, we're live.
We're live.
Oh, yeah, it does say live. All right. Welcome to Whiskey Thursdays, guys. And special edition tonight. Whoops, hit my mic here. We've got Kev on with us tonight. Austin's on his way. And so as we mentioned last week, what we're going to start doing is on the fourth Thursday of the month, we're changing things up a little bit, where we're going to split up the show into two parts. We're going to have two different guests on.
And before you go there, if you're watching live, hashtag live in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments below.
You know, I always forget to say that. I always, in fact, you know, when I say that, I feel awkward. You know?
I'm just going to set a timer and say it like every 4 minutes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, the last Thursday of the month, what we're going to start doing now is we're going to have two separate guests, one in the first half hour, and then another one come on in the second half hour. And what we wanted to do is to bring on people that are either just starting up in their agency, they're starting to work with real estate agents, and they're either struggling to get clients, or just kind of have more questions about how to scale and things like that. So that's exactly what we're doing tonight. We got Kevin on with us, and Kevin's actually one of my students in my student beta program, and he's actually done a great job. He's landed some new customers, and I think you've gotten some.
Come back, Shane.
What's that?
Oh, did you lose Shane? Who do I got to move? Shane, he lost you. Do I need to move you?
I can see him again.
Oh, he can see you again. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Awesome.
When you introduced me, I completely missed that. I'm Kev.
We completely missed the introduction. That's amazing.
So, okay, let me repeat. We have Kev on the show tonight, who is actually one of my students, and that's in our student beta program. And Kev, landed a couple of customers, got some, started getting some really good results. And I think you're at a point now where you want to start scaling your agency on the real estate side of things. And just why don't you just give us, maybe 2 minutes, a really quick introduction, and then we'll dive right into. I know you've got some questions that you want to ask us. And this is a really good opportunity to pop on here and ask whatever questions you want, and then hopefully we can answer those.
Sure, yeah. So really funny story, because I noticed you were wearing that Funnel Hacker T-shirt live, Shane, and it's hilarious because that's where I actually met my first client, but he wasn't a client at the time. He was just a broker agent that came to Funnel Hacking Live 2017 and became friends with him. And then decided, I was like, hey, I want to check out this real estate niche for my agency and see if I like it. So I've been like, what I normally do is go after the best people, Shane, and then try and grow as fast as possible. And I was like, who the heck do I know that I could like start right now? And then I kind of pitched him, lowballed him to just get him in the door and start testing things. What's up, Austin?
Hey guys, can you guys see me? I'm not sure if anyone can see me. Sorry. I can't see Shane. Is Shane on?
Yeah, Shane's here. He already finished his.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically got that first client from Funnel Hacking Live. Ran a few different ads for him, and just been learning the heck out of it with Shane's help and now Matt's help. So I appreciate you guys.
Can you guys actually see me?
I can see you.
No, who can't see me? Austin can't see me.
Me?
I can't hear Matt. So does everything look okay on the live?
I can see everyone perfect, but can't hear Matt.
Yeah, okay. Nobody can. I can't hear Matt. Can anybody hear Matt?
No.
We can't hear Matt.
You can hear me now, right?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Cool. That's what the mute button does.
Okay, it's okay. So Austin can't see me. Nobody can hear Matt. So let's continue with the show.
Sounds good.
So really quickly, I took a look at your site, Kev. I see you've got pictures with what's his name, the funny guy. Did you meet? The guy that does the parodies for like agencies and marketing and.
Oh yeah, gosh, the
What's
redhead.
his name?
This record, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So, what's that?
I'm trying to think of what his name is, but he does like parodies for like all sorts of stuff. Basically, like he does the parodies for like spiritual. He does the parodies for like
Oh yeah.
God, that guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what is his
name?
I decided to be a
that was the same event. I met him at the Funnel Hacking Live 2017 event. I also met Gary Vee and Russell Brunson and my first
you got pictures with
client. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I didn't get a picture with Gary Vee. I was so stupid not to. It was like only a 30-person line. Everyone got a photo with them. I don't know.
It's not bad. 30 people.
Yeah. No, it was cool.
Nice.
So,
so how big is your agency currently?
So right now I'm sitting at 5K. So, and I started about 3 months ago.
Wait, you started 3 months ago?
Yeah, 3 months ago.
All right, Kev's gonna host the rest of the show, guys. Just kidding.
So 5K a month right now I'm at, and those are 4 clients. So yeah, I got a realtor client for 500, kickboxing gym 500, a high ticket coach for 2,000, and then a Cairo for 2K. So,
very nice. And are you including
realtors? Sorry, what?
I said, are you including ad spend currently, or?
So with ad spend, one of them is included. So the chiropractor. So depending on how much I spend, it could be like 500. So it's probably like 4,500 a month. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And it took you 90 days. I mean, how do you think you did that in 90 days?
Insane. I joined a BNI, did like 2 months of BNIs, went to an insane amount of chambers of commerce mixers. All my clients, like the one important thing I just realized is all my clients are people I've met in person. So I've never really had to do like a discovery call. Like I did a one-on-one with them and then just sold them a sales call with them. Which was
okay.
But yeah, I met them all in person.
Very nice.
Real weird having my realtor's in Boise and having met him in person. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I, when we actually met, you knew nothing about real estate, absolutely nothing. Because I remember the phone call we were having, and you're like, "Yep, I got a real estate client, and help me," because I have no.
I was like, I got a real estate client, so I can pay you the retainer to get into your course to help the real estate client. That's literally how I've done every single client in the 3 months.
That's how you're supposed to do this is internet marketing.
Sell first, learn later. Is that what you're saying, Austin?
Dude, it's how you do it.
No, makes sense. That's crazy. I mean, you're at 5K within 90 days. I think there's a lot of people out there that would love to be at 5K a month within 90 days. If you guys would like to be there, put 90 days 5K in the comments below.
Scary, man. Like, because it really, in the real the crazy thing about it is, I just got the 5K in August. Like the 2 months prior, like the month and a half prior to that, I didn't have any clients. Like I literally signed all of them in August because the first 2 months I was like nurturing the relationship with the BNIs and the chambers and just, yeah. And it's been a crazy journey, man.
So how many meetings did you actually go to?
What was that?
How many meetings did you actually go to?
Well, the BNI is every week. So probably when I finally closed someone, it was probably 8 meetings. Mm-hmm. And then the mixers, I try and do I was doing 2 to 4 a week. Like I would literally go on all the different chambers websites and I'd look at their calendars and see when their one mixer was, and then I'd book them on my calendars like crazy.
Very nice.
Getting burned out though, that's the thing. Only so much.
And Austin, do you have a question?
No, I just want to make sure that everyone saw.
Drinking?
A quick, yeah. What we just need to do, make sure that we get a quick word from our sponsor. Tonight's show brought to you by Southern Comforter, Southern Comfort.
I didn't bring any dang whiskey.
Spirit of New Orleans. So you guys check it out.
Okay.
Does that count?
Free shipping of SoCo.
That's the sponsor. We paid them to sponsor. But it works. It works. So no, awesome. But that's still really impressive. I think there's a lot of people out there that think this is going to be an instantaneous thing, and I don't think you helped disprove that by getting 5K within 90 days. But that's because you were doing the work, right? And I think a lot of people think it's going to be instant, but they're not willing to do the work, and that's the difference.
Yeah, it's the first time I've never really looked back on it like 5K in 90 days. That actually sounds really cool.
Well, and let's think about that for a second, because 5K in 90 days is right? But 60K in 90 days is really cool. If you think about the fact that you set yourself up, as long as you can retain these guys and keep them happy, you set yourself up with a 60K a year salary.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, people go to college for years for that. And you did it in 90 days.
Yeah.
So, no, it is sweet.
So listen, I'm going to interrupt here because I know Kev's got to go. Sorry, but yeah, it's awesome. I totally agree. You did way better than I did, so it took me a long time to get to that. But so I'm really curious on the real estate side of things. So I want to ask you one question, and then I know you've got a couple questions that you want to ask Matt and Austin, and I'm just going to sit back. But I want to ask you one question. So I know that you came to me, you got a real estate agent, signed on, and then you and I started talking, and you were really surprised at how different everything was in terms of dealing with real estate agents compared to your other niches. And so my question to you is, what do you think is your number one biggest challenge dealing with the real estate agents or the real estate industry? What's that been like?
Follow-up. Like it's been insane. Like learning that I have to get these agents to call everyone 3 times a day, 12 times total, every single lead, and trying to communicate that in a way where they actually do it, and almost getting to the point where you have to threaten to fire them. And like, I'm at the point of my client right now, just to be honest, where I hope he doesn't see this, but his 2 agents that were helping him with the follow-up just quit. Like not they didn't quit the brokerage or anything. They quit wanting to take the cold call.
Yeah.
So that's probably my biggest roadblock right now, and it kind of leads into my first question, which is because I'm actually looking to hire my first ISA, just
so I know how to answer your question.
Sure.
Before that, if you're watching live, hashtag live in the comments below, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. But anyways, so I know how to answer the question. Are you looking for a virtual inside sales agent, or are you looking for somebody local to the U.S.?
Virtual.
Okay.
I was kind of, a little, I don't know how popular this is, but I was looking for someone in either Venezuela or Colombia because they're on Central Time Zone.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but just because I'm like super beginner starting out, so I wouldn't hire anyone local, U.S.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. So yeah, go ahead. What kind of questions do you have about hiring the ISA?
So I was curious what the process looks like to hire like quality talent, like making sure that just like the things that what do you normally double check for when you're in the hiring process? Like what are the primary factors you're looking for, and how do you kind of maybe test them on it to proof them and make sure they're good?
Yeah. So the first thing with hiring a virtual inside sales agent, and I'll jump on this one, guys, because I've hired almost 100. But
Matt, you're totally not qualified for this.
Yeah. That's true.
Right, Austin?
Right.
Yeah, no.
Matt knows the thing or two.
But with the virtuals, what you want to do is, for one, you're going to have them handling inbound leads, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so and you haven't mentioned it, but one of the things that you want to make sure you have nailed down is your system for getting those inbound leads. And you're going to want to have some kind of a dialer that's voice over IP. Mojo dialer is one of them, but that's tough to get to the instantaneous reactions. But anyways, that's a whole nother animal. But anyways, what you're going to look for is you're going to look for one that they have they speak good English, clear English, right? And that can differ based on what area they're going to be calling in. If you're calling into a melting pot, you can get away with a little bit more. If you're calling into an area that there's just not a lot of people with accents, then it's not going to be as accepted, right? It's not going to be as typical because they're just going to think it's, somebody trying to sell them something right off the bat, which is what you're trying to avoid.
Yep.
And I mean, there were areas, because we were dealing with a lot of the Detroit metro areas, and there were different pockets of Detroit that responded differently to virtual assistants. So it's kind of interesting. But anyways, you want to make sure they have a clear English sounding voice or accent, right? The one thing that you got to be careful with when you're dealing with South America is this is going to sound crazy. I actually ran into an issue with somebody missing work for 2 weeks because they were hiding from the cartel.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was pretty wild. And so I typically stick with the Philippines. The Philippines, it is a time zone that's basically, I think 9:24 a.m. there right now. But in the Philippines, they're very used to working through the night, right? And as long as you don't have them working past like 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. their time, you're usually good. And if they're in the city, some of them can work past 5 a.m. their time. The reason I say that is because we had an inside sales agent and he wasn't in the city and they had a lot of animals. And so we would get complaints from clients or customers that, hey, I hear a rooster crowing or I hear all these animals in the background after 5 o'clock, right? Because all of a sudden the roosters are crowing.
They're all waking up.
Yeah. So it was this crazy situation that I'm like, wait, what? And so, I call them and I hear it. I'm like, oh gosh, yeah. So you work till 5. You can come in at 8, but you work till 5. Can't work later. So yeah, you want to watch out for little things like that. And again, the reason I go with the Philippines is they speak very good English for the most part. Typically, how well spoken they are in English, as well as how well they are as far as telemarketing sales experience, is going to be reflected in their price, right? Somebody who speaks really good English, who has experience telemarketing or working in the BPO industry or something like that, they're going to be probably somewhere in that $6 to $10 an hour range.
How much is that a month? Just curious. Looking at monthly prices.
I think even if it was $10 an hour, you're talking about $1,600 a month.
Oh, I see. Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Okay.
There are areas where you can get lower priced virtual assistants, but I have found that a lot of times you get what you pay for, right? So $4 an hour is about the lowest I've gone and had success with. I have heard of people dealing with these guys with $1.50 an hour type of stuff, but I can't imagine it's working well long term because they can't afford to have a backup internet, and that's where I was going. A generator and a backup internet are something that you want them to have, okay? Because power outages are common, as well as having internet go out. So you want to make sure they have a decent internet speed in the first place so that they can use your systems. And then secondly, that they have some sort of a backup internet source for when theirs go out, because it will go out.
Super good to know, man.
Yeah, so those are some of the basics that I would be looking for. And there's so many different places you can find them. Upwork has a ton of them. Craigslist.
And just look for like appointment setters. And there are some on Upwork that specialize in real estate appointment setting.
Yep. But you want to ask them what type of appointments they were setting. Were they typing or a setting expired and for sale by owners, or were they dealing with inbound leads?
The other thing too is that, it's not, so I didn't go the virtual assistant route. I ended up hiring locally. And I'm shocked at how many people need jobs, like even where I am, and they're willing to work for, minimum wage, and they're flexible on their hours. They'll work, 5-hour days or 10-hour days or whatever you need them to do. I've had like some of the ones that have worked for me. I've had it where some months where, we weren't as busy, so I'd have to reduce the hours. And then the following month, I'm bumping up hours to like, 60 hours a week. And they're very, very flexible. And
I just lost Kevin. Did you guys lose him?
Oh, I'm still here.
You still got him? Okay. Do I need to back out or does he need to?
I don't know. You got to back him out, I think.
Okay. Hang on one second. Surprise!
Go on my back.
Okay, I don't have any luck with it anymore. You'll just have to relay the questions, Shane.
Okay, sounds good. I see you. You're back. So does that answer your question, or a little bit of your question, Kevin?
So the one thing to get clarity on, the Philippines, like what times do you normally get them to go? Will they work here like 8 a.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific, or what time do they, like, is it okay to ask them to work?
Yeah, like they will work the time zones that you need them to work.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, he's asking, how do you set the hours?
How do you set the hours? It's based on what hours you're gonna need them, right? You set it based on your time, and they'll typically figure it out. And if they can't, then you find another one, right? Because they're not all going to be able to work the hours you need. Another thing over there is it's very, what is it? I don't know if it was Catholic or Christian, but they're a lot of times opposed to working on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want somebody on the weekends, you have to specify ahead of time, are you okay with working Sundays? Because that's been an issue in the past where we've hired somebody and then found out, day 5 of their first week, they're not going to work on Sundays.
Gotcha. Goodness, that's great. Shoot. Well, that answered my question perfectly. And it is 6:30.
I have no idea what's going on.
No problem. Hey, throw out another question and we'll answer it so you can watch the replay, or throw out a couple of them.
Yeah. So a few ones I was curious about was like your thoughts on.
And Shane, can you restate the questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thoughts on Redfin and how it's affecting us as like marketers for agents. And then also, like, I know Matt just did this one in the group, but I was curious about like having lenders and agents team up on the fee that we charge them.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, thanks so much for having me on here, guys.
Hey, Kevin, it was good. It was awesome to have you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot for popping on, and good luck with everything, and congratulations on your success so far.
Thank you. And that means a lot to hear, actually.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you back on here, and where you're killing it with a ton of agents. Really interesting.
Yeah, I'm calling it. We bring him back on when he hits his 10K.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll see you guys later.
Right, Kevin. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah. Awesome. Good
So
stuff.
what were the questions? And I'm going to get our next guest in here.
Well,
Again, no, if you guys are watching live, though, hashtag live in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments below. And let us know, what kind of questions do you have? Are you thinking about hiring an ISA, using an ISA service? Is that something that's running through your mind right now? Or are you already using an ISA or an ISA service?
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
Austin, where you been?
Bro, right here. Southern Comfort. Keeping me warm. Dude, it's funny because fall just hit right here in Oklahoma. I think fall just hit 2 days ago. But it's actually hilarious because it was 100 degrees. And literally the day of fall, it went down to like 65.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this stuff like this, man, is what keeps you going. It keeps you warm at night. It's great. And so whenever you're working on lead gen, when you're working with clients, you got to have, a little bit of that, so you can't have one without the other. So I find it's good. It helps keep me going. So yeah, once again, shout out to our sponsor. And thanks again to Kevin for being on the show.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. And we've got Christian in the lobby. We're going to bring him in here in just a second. Real quick, Shane, what were those questions? Let's answer those, and then we'll bring Christian on and start with our next segment. If you guys want. You guys want to talk to Christian? Say, bring him on. Let us know you're ready for our next guest.
Okay, good stuff.
Let's do it.
So Kev had a question. His question was thoughts on Redfin and how it will be affecting us in the near future.
Okay. Wow, I wish he was here so I could dive into that a little bit more. But I'm guessing he's referring to the fact that Redfin is basically going out and offering to list properties for 1 or 2%, or next to nothing, right? So they're offering like a flat fee or even a percentage that's just really low for the listings. And so people go on there and they sign up with Redfin, and then Redfin goes out and they get an agent who takes the listing at a low percentage or a low commission, and then pays a referral fee, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, you know what? I'm not 100% sure if they're paying a referral fee or if they are whatnot, because Redfin has a very stringent process on getting involved with them. You have to submit basically all of your past clients that you've closed and show them that you can produce. So they want access to all of your clients that you've worked with. And I was like, I don't think that's very cool, right? So I did not want to work with Redfin myself. As far as how I think it's going to affect the industry, it has yet to be seen. There's been discount brokerages for so many years, right? Where discount brokerages are offering, we'll list your house for $2,500, pay us no commission. It's just $2,500 flat, right? Which, depending on your house price, could be a great or not so great thing. Because if you're listing a $500,000 house, all you got to pay is $2,500. It's a no-brainer. However, it's never really been that difficult for me to relay our value as an agent and show why we are worth what we're worth. So I don't know that it's going to disrupt as many people as people are worried about right now. But it has yet to be seen, because if they continue to market like crazy, that could change things. I think another thing that's really going to change things right now is Zillow, right? Because Zillow is coming out and they are actually buying the house. So you're getting a cash offer from Zillow rather than waiting to sell your house.
Right.
So Zillow's sending out a real estate agent who is quote unquote certified, right, with Zillow to go out and do that. And then if they don't sell their house to Zillow for cash, the agent gets to list it. So they are going to be selling a lot more seller leads. And again, they're going to actually be buying the houses themselves. So that might be more of a disruptor than Redfin. But again, there's other companies that have been doing that for years. So it has yet to be seen.
Cool.
So awesome. And without further ado, you guys ready for Christian?
Sure thing.
All right, let's bring Christian on.
This Christian, what's his last name? Christian
Santiago.
Yeah, okay.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, Christian?
Doing good, man. How are y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Christian, what is up?
Dude, where are you at, man?
I know, eh? What do you think of the castle?
He's in a palace.
Looks like you're in Middle Earth right now, dude. Where's Frodo?
Dude, I
at?
can't see any. Oh, there he is. I can see him now. What's up, Aaron?
It's good to see you guys, man.
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
are real. Like, I listen to y'all on the way to work, so like y'all are like ear celebrities for me. So now that I'm getting to talk to you guys, like, this is pretty cool, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, awesome, Christian. Christian, actually, well, I know you and I have talked a lot in the past. I remember you when you started in Dan's group.
Yeah.
Way back. It's been what, about a year now,
About
right?
a year, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been about a year.
And I think the first campaign you worked on was with a real estate agent, and I think he was part of some charity thing that you were.
Well,
yeah.
he's what he was he ran an entrepreneur center in the city. And so when I went over there to go look at it, he started talking. What he does is he interviews everyone who comes in the center. And so I sat down with him and I started talking with him, and I just showing him what I did, and he was like really stoked. He's like, "You think you can do something like that for me?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, for sure." So that's kind of like how that panned out. So that's really my first go around with Facebook ads and chatbots and all that stuff was real estate. So
yeah, and I remember you being really excited about it.
I was, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think you landed that client really quickly too.
Yeah, we actually, when we did that, we had like a couple clicks, nothing crazy, but we ended up running this is I don't know, it's not a sad story. But we were, I told him from the get-go, I was using, Dan's technique, breaking down, like, if I get you this many leads, how many can you close per commission, all that good stuff. And so he's like, if you get me 8 solid leads, I think that I can close, at least 2 of them. And in my head, I'm like, dude, I was like, this is my first go around, and now like having this much time in it, now I know, listening to you guys and all the people you've had on, like the conversion, rate isn't, I'm not going to send you 10 leads, you're going to close 2 of them. So anyways,
but if you do figure that out, message us because we'd like to.
Right. We'll pay you good money for that.
Yeah, dude. So I actually ran a campaign for him, and we generated he was doing Zillow. He paid Zillow, I think $400, and he got 3 leads in a month. And with me, he spent 100, not even 100, it was like 96, 98 bucks, and he got like 20, 21 leads in about a week. And so he was super stoked at first, but then he wasn't, really great at follow up. And so I asked him, how many times are you calling these leads? And he's like, well, I call them twice, and if they don't answer, I drop them on it's like a 2-year drip. I was like, are you serious? Like, you only call them twice? And he's like, all these leads suck. I don't want to do it anymore. And so like, yeah, that kind of like crushed me a little bit. But it's like I learned from that, and normally like when you're starting out, you don't want to hear conversion, is 1% out of so many numbers. Like you want to, everyone wants that golden ticket. Like everyone wants to hit that 10K or whatever. And so like, if anyone's starting right now, I'll tell you right now, like, don't be disheartened by that, because I was like, dude, I'm going to be different. I'm going to change the game. It didn't work out. It didn't happen at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely something that you have to nurture yourself, and learn, especially listening to, guys like you who have done it. And so, yeah, man, but that's pretty much the nutshell on that for sure.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you at now? And that, you've been doing this for about a year now. You started out working with real estate agents. It didn't work out. Did you continue down that path, and what are you up to now?
Yeah. So right now, I have been talking to, I've got a guy who runs a roofing company, because that's the kind of work that I was in. I did roofing. And so we got him some leads. So we're seeing how that's going, but mostly roofing and a mattress store. Still weird, right? 2 totally different, mattress store and roofing. And then, but what I really do, like my specific thing like that I do is video. And so I do a lot of video marketing, and I'm actually editing videos for a real estate agent right now for a couple of his properties and stuff like that. Very nice. So that's what I've been doing for the most part, a lot of video work. And so, what I did was, I've always loved video. I've been doing it for like 10 years. And so it's just like one of my passions. And my friend, you guys know who Grant Cardone is?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys ever bought one of his shirts before, or a hat, or Well,
10X.
Yeah, well, it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Me and my friend Mike were actually the reason why he's selling shirts right now. We actually sold him. We printed up a whole bunch of his shirts, and I just used video to catch his attention. Yeah, I sold Grant Cardone, dude. I'm not even joking. So check this out. So,
hashtag sold
Grant Cardone. Yeah. So what we did was, he has a motivational T-shirt line, and so I was like, dude, you ever heard of Grant? He's like, no. So I showed him some of his stuff, and he's like, let's do it. So we took like 8 or 10 quotes that it was, featured in his books and some of the stuff that he says, and we printed, like, we didn't just print the words on the shirt, like we legitimately made like graphics and logos and like did all sorts of cool stuff, and we sent it to him in a box, and he featured it on his Young Hustler show. And so we just tried to follow up with him. Like, I was working at like a fast food place. I was literally like cold calling his office behind a dumpster, like trying to get this deal. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. I love it.
So we were, just doing that. We were using Periscope when Periscope was pretty big, like super, when that was popping. And then we actually got a lot of, side money from that, because people that watch him, like Lee Haight, he's a guy who does roofing. Greg Walker, he's an inspirational speaker. He's friends with Les Brown. Like, those are all dudes that I talk to regularly, and so we got deals with that. But it was just so cool because they were kind of being like asshats to us. So like, no, we're still thinking about it. So we just drove 15 hours with no appointment. We went to his office and we bought them breakfast, and then just went up there and like met everyone, and we brought a new shirt, so we printed for him, and we actually started doing all his first shirt runs and stuff like that. So that was really, really awesome. Like, that proved to me, using marketing and using video, and that was no paid traffic either. That was all so super organic.
Gas money.
Yeah, gas money. Yeah.
How far did you drive, actually? Like, where are you located? How far did you drive to get there?
I'm located in Tennessee, in Clarksville. It's about an hour from Nashville, so it literally took us like 14, 15 hours to get there. Yeah. So
right?
Huh?
He's in California?
Well, he was in Miami. Now he's in
Okay.
California. So this is before he moved his office.
Okay.
So we drove down there, and Mike had a family member, so we stayed with her, and we literally just stayed up all night. Like, it was so funny. We were practicing like what we're gonna tell him and everything. Like, we had these scripts drawn out and all these things, and literally we didn't use any of them. Like we didn't use nothing. We just went up there, and it was kind of like, oh, that's him. He's so short, dude. He's so small. He's a little dude. He's a really little dude, man. But
That's
he's
right. Actually, I ran into another person I was surprised that was Nick Lachey. I ran into him in an airport, like the Sky Lounge, when I was traveling a lot. And the dude was like right here, like Nick Lachey from, what is it, 98 Degrees?
Is that Jessica Simpson's ex-husband?
Yeah, that guy.
Dude, if you ever run into her, let me know.
Right? Well, the funniest thing was I heard his voice because I'd seen that Newlywed show. And I
Probably
heard
because
his
you just
voice.
listened to him. That's why you heard his voice. Like, hey, that's Nick Lachey.
Right? That's exactly right. I had heard him like when he's talking to his Jessica Simpson on that Newlywed show, and I was like, wait, what the heck? Why does that sound so familiar? And I walk around the corner, and there he is. I'm like, what the heck? So then I tweeted. I was like, man, Nick just saw Nick Lachey in the Sky Lounge, a lot shorter than I imagined. And he tweeted back, and he's like, dude, I was wearing sandals. It was pretty funny.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, man.
So hey, listen, Christian, let me ask you. You go from making T-shirts and working with Grant Cardone to landing in Dan's group.
Yeah.
And that's where we met. How does that happen? And in fact, you have a very interesting backstory as well. I know that that's been some tough times in your life. You talked about it a little bit, and I read about that. Very touching, by the way. And it's amazing that where you're at right now. But so how do you go? How do you go from what you're doing to digital marketing? And what was that process? What ended up happening there?
Well, honestly, like when we were doing the T-shirt we were printing and everything, it kind of took the focus away from the actual clothing line. So the guy who actually ran the company was like, I don't want to print for anyone anymore. I want to focus on just the brand. I don't want to be that T-shirt company that prints for everyone else. I want to focus on me. And so that literally like pulled the rug from right underneath me, because I literally quit my job, everything, to devote entirely to this project. And so like I was like, damn, that sucks. But it's like, it's one of those hard knocks on the mouth, that you have to learn, And so, what did I do after that? I just went roofing. My best friend, his dad owns a roofing company. So whenever like stuff just gets really hard, like just go on the roof. And I've been doing that for like maybe 3 years now. And so. But
you go up and you like fix roofs and replace them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did that.
I go up on the roof, but I just, go up and have a drink.
Yeah, no, I wish. No, speaking of that, I told Matt I have like the girliest drink ever, because I didn't expect it to be on. So like I was like looking, and I was hoping I'd have wine, but I don't even have that. I was talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, do you have any drinks? And she's like, they're in the fridge. And so like this is this is like some Malibu. It's like some club soda.
Wow.
Club Caribbean rum. Yeah,
that's
so
not going to keep you very warm, but I guess maybe 6 of them, and you might get a buzz.
If I close my eyes, I feel like I'm on a really shitty vacation. So yeah. But anyways, so yeah, dude, I just I figured I was watching, just got hit by some ads with like Billie Jean and then Dan Henry, and so I was like, man, if I can close Grant Cardone, like maybe I have some sort of chance in the world, you know what I'm saying? He was a New York Times bestseller or whatever. So I was like, I could do this. And so I just got the course, man, and I started learning and started now working with people and did that. And in the midst of all that, back to what Shane was talking about, I've had like these last 2 years have been super, super rough. I lost my mom last year and my dad this year in March. So like literally like a year apart, like about a year apart from each other. Like it was so sudden and everything. So it's like I'm trying to run this and then had to deal with all that. So like it's been like just constant like, hits. But it's like, to me, I believe, I don't know about you guys, but I believe like, everything in time, like like when I think about things happening, like even if it's like a car that's at a stoplight and it's taking too long and the light's green and you sit there for 10 seconds, like I'm a person that believes like that was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I'm a real firm believer in like when time, lapses and everything takes place, like it's supposed to be that way. So I know that throughout all these different, uphill battles, there's another, there's another side to that. And so I'm thinking, if I just keep going, keep pursuing this and pushing, eventually something's got to give, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So having to go through all that and just having to learn all this, it's just been something that has been, keeping me busy. And so, it's just like that. I just got the rug pulled out from underneath me, and I had no other choice, and I just took the jump and did it. And, I get to talk to you guys like you now, ballers. So it works out, you know what I'm saying? Now all that, and I get to drink this with you guys. So I appreciate it.
We won't hold it against you.
Yeah.
So no, that's awesome. So that's a little bit on your backstory, I guess. So tell us where you're at now.
So right now, like I said, I'm running some ads for a dude who actually recruited me from the roof. He's like, hey, I want to pay you to work for me, and I want to do my marketing, and I also want you to just like chill out here. He's like, if you want to, come work at the store and you want to make money, I'll pay you to make money. And then while it's not busy, you can work on your stuff while it's not busy. And I was like, what? I was like, I'll take it, So he's paying me,
Nice.
like over probably like almost 3,000 a month to help him with the store and do his marketing. But there's like not a lot of foot traffic, in the store. So there's like literally time where I can just sit and just work on my own stuff. So honestly, like that's where I'm at right now with doing that. And I've got I'm working with, like I said, with a real estate agent right now doing his videos, and I'm gonna transition into trying to see if we want to do ads. Because the thing with me is I took another course, and she's awesome. I'm sure you guys know her, Stephanie Denicky. I took her course, and she has like some different ways of how to get customer acquisition through LinkedIn. Like I was on LinkedIn, like popping, like just adding everyone, sending the messages and doing all that. And they're like, whoa, you reached your limit, And then I did MailChimp, and I did the automation. And then MailChimp sent me an email like, dude, slow your roll. Like you're using this to, market, and we can't have that. So they shut my account down. So I had to change my MailChimp account to a different name that didn't sound like a marketing account, make it sound different. And so like that.
You were using MailChimp to cold email.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was using.
That's against their terms of service, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but I did it anyway.
Yeah. LinkedIn is a service where it has to be. They had to opt in, right? If you're going to use cold email, Prospect.io and Mailshake are where you go.
Prospect.io and what?
Mailshake.
Mailshake.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I was just like,
if you want cold email, that's where you go.
Sorry, man. I was like, I gotta get it, so I did it. But,
but that's awesome, right?
Yeah. But it didn't, it didn't really pan out as I expected it to. So now, like, listening to the people that you guys have interviewed, like, I heard about when you asked I forgot what his name is, Anthony or Ant or something like that. Aaron. He was talking about like if he lost everything, he'd go to like a open house and he'd have a client in like less than a weekend. I'm like, that sounds pretty dope. Like I want to do something like that. So I'm kind of like taking notes. And then when y'all had the dude who did the ads for the Animaniacs voice show, he said, he would do those events. Yeah. And so that was really cool too. I really liked that aspect of it. And Shane was, the way that Shane was talking, he's saying like so many people are killing it right now doing that. And so like, that's something I'd really kind of want to delve into myself because, I just want to figure out any way to acquire it. And I've got a real estate agent who's trying to help me buy a house, and she told me to send information to so she can show her broker. So that's different things that they're in the works right now. So hopefully, that pans out. So I'm just trying to stay on top of it, and any other acquisition tips that you three would be willing to throw out there, I'll reel that sucker in and I'll try. Even if it's against terms and conditions, I'm willing to try at least once,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
dude, you ask forgiveness before permission, That's a marketer.
I think that's the way it goes.
That's what you gotta do, man.
Yeah. I love it. So I think there's an interesting theme going on here. If we look back at Aaron, if we look back at James, if we look at Christian, if we look at Kev, all of their client acquisitions, and I think Ruffy was the same way, all of their client acquisitions had come from referrals or people they met in person.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that?
Sure.
Shane, you're pretty much the same, right?
Yep. Mostly referrals. Yeah. My first customers came from my own network, just emailing my, the people that I knew. That was the easiest and fastest way to get it out to customers. Open houses were easy, you know.
That's crazy.
But I think the training is probably one of the most genius and effective ways of getting in front of a client and getting new clients, because not only is it easy to get in front of them, if you charge for the training, you're making money. The real estate industry is used to paying for training, so they'll pay it all day long. And it allows you to build rapport, establish a relationship. You know, it basically features you as the authority in the space, shows that you're an expert, and you can pitch at the end of it and close all in one day.
So do you think
there's no other way there's no other way you can do that?
There's no other way you can get paid to pitch. I mean, that's paid to pitch.
Yeah.
That is the key there.
That's one thing I wanted to kind of ask you guys. Like, I know like some marketers do like one realtor per, you know, region or city. Like, when you talking about those events, like, are you talking about doing events to the entire, like, you know, the brokerage and like all the agents from that brokerage, like you obtaining the clients, you know, from the realtors aspect? Because I know like the brokers are probably more apt to getting the service because, you know, they're the broker. You know, the real estate agents might have a little more trouble. So like when you're talking about doing a lunch and learn, are you specifically saying like just to one brokerage, and then like you're saying you can acquire 2 or 3 clients? Are you talking about 2 or 3 real estate agents from that one brokerage, or like, well, how would you explain that?
Exactly that. Yeah, 2,
Exactly
3. Either like 2, 3 agents from that brokerage, or you can put together an event which attracts, you know, agents from multiple brokerages. And, you know, a lot of people have concerns about, you know, working with multiple agents and, you know, within the same community or same city. But depending on the size of your city, like, you know, you've got agents, some of them are focusing on commercial, some of them are focusing on residential and specific zip codes. Some of them are focusing on new construction. Some of them have buyer's agents. Some of them are focusing on sellers. So you have a really wide range of, you know, agents where you could potentially work with them. The other thing too is you could use that to your advantage. You know, that creates a little bit more urgency, right? I can only work with two or 3 agents in a specific area for a specific industry. So if you want to sign up, you got to do that today. You know, like you can
real
use
scarcity.
Well.
It's scarcity.
For sure.
Which works.
Okay. You should like be able to pull out a timer at those events. Like, I only have 5 minutes to sign people up. Like one of the landing pages. So like timer.
That is exactly what you do. I know you're not the timer, but it's like today is the only day you can sign up. Here are the order forms right here. You get a super big, you know, great discount. And plus on top of it, here are the bonuses you get with this. The same way you would do a webinar, like the exact same way, except you're pitching it in person. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a student that does this, and she's just killing it. Like she did. Anyway, I don't want to throw numbers out there, but it's, you know, it's more than most people are making a month, like in one day. You know, so
is she going like city to city, or like how, like?
Nope, all in her city, and she keeps doing it over and over again. It's like,
well,
that's
you
amazing.
really only need 50 to 100,000 in an audience, and so I mean, like where I'm at, I mean, there's 3 million people, I think, in Detroit, so we've got plenty of agents that we can just like assign different locations to.
Yeah, we've got a couple spots out here. Like Nashville, obviously, is booming. Nashville's like on fire right now, and there's a place like probably about 20 minutes from Nashville called White House. It's more of like a agricultural area, but it's growing right now, and a lot of farmers are selling their land, and a lot of real estate agents are building houses out there. So it's like I want to get on top of that. You know, I literally was at a stop sign or a stoplight at White House, and I looked at the billboard, and you know those billboards that changed, like there was literally back to back realtors on the billboard. It was nothing but realtors, and they were all from different brokerages. It's like, my God, what's going on? So that's definitely something I want to hit up. Don't go to White House. It's a terrible market. You don't want to do it.
What was the zip code there?
0000. I think that's the zip code, something like that.
And the nice thing too, Christian, is that you're working with an agent right now that might be able to give you an in, right? And that's typically the easiest way to get in front of these people, you know. And sometimes just doing a lunch and learn just to get a little bit of practice in in getting in front of them, building out your presentation, things like that. And then after that, hosting an event, or going from a lunch and learn and then pitching an event after that. So you do which is what James was talking about. where you do the lunch and learn. It's only an hour or so, and then you actually pitch an event from that lunch and learn. So, next Saturday or next Thursday, we're going to hold an event. It's 4 hours long. Price is this. You can do something like that as well.
Is that what your girl's doing? Like, is she doing like
No.
a free lunch and learn? And
No, she's
No?
going straight out. No, she's like straight out event. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, so she doesn't even like buy food for him or lunch and learn. She just like.
I don't know that. I honestly don't know the details because every time she talks about it, she just blows me away with the amount of money she's making. So it's like I'm always interested in that. What's that?
No,
So-
I'm just amazing.
Yeah. So it's and I'm always trying to like I don't I understand the process. So it's a lot of times we just get into questions about bonuses and what to offer and things like that. But I'm not sure if there's I'm pretty sure there's probably some food catered. And but if you're charging $97 per person to come to the event, and you have 20 people or 20 agents that are showing up, that's $2,000 plus the ones that sign up. You could be netting anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000, $6,000 in one day.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd like to do for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's actually what I was doing. Like whenever Mom passed, I was working for United Healthcare. I was teaching people how to get their insurance license, and like I had the highest. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this so you guys will like what I'm about to tell you. Like I had like the highest passing of like anybody who came through the class, and they promoted me to a team leader, and I ran through for 2 seasons and just like crushed it. Like they had to, people were quitting, and they have to like constantly demote team leaders because of the amount of people that were quitting. And obviously when you demote, when people quit, you have to, take managers off because, they don't have enough, people to manage. So it was only 2 managers, and I was one of those that left. And when Mom died, like they were just giving me so much shit because during the enrollment period for insurance, it's just temporary. It's October through January when they do like the Medicare, 65 and up. And so I was technically considered a temporary employee. So I had done like all this work for them over a year, and they were like, well, we can't give you family leave. Like I asked for a week off, and they were freaking out about it. I was like, dude, my mom just died, dude. I need a week. At least they're like, you need a week? I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I need a week. And I was trying to get more time, and they were like, no, we can't do it. So I was like, all right, dude, I'm out. So like, that's just one of those things. Like, I'm just like so bad at having jobs, dude. Like, I'm just so bad at it. I'm terrible at it. Like, I try to do as best I can, but it's like, it always comes down to like the company. Like they care about themselves more than they care about you. So it's like, why not instead of like investing that time into your company and helping them grow? Like, I know it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. Like putting that work into yourself is like the biggest thing that you could do for you. Just like, you don't have to go through stuff like that. It's like, it's unreal. It's so dumb.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna plug my computer in, guys. Hang on a second.
Let's give a shout out to everybody who's watching. Hello, Jason Schuldice. What's going on, man? Steve DeLong, how's it going? Steve said the interwebs say they are both 5'9". He's referring to Grant Cardone and Nick Lachey.
Yeah. I want to say that the interwebs is wrong. I'm like 5'8", and he was shorter than I was, so I don't know.
Nick Lachey.
He's like 5'6". I'm pretty sure he's really short. The funny thing is, he was wearing a suit, and he had the tag still in the sleeve, and he was like showing everyone laughing like he was gonna go return because they're doing a photo shoot that day. Yeah, he's pretty interesting character.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's keep saying hello to everybody. Like I said, Steve, Joe Sizzle, how's it going? Let's see who else we got here. Michael Moreno, how you doing, buddy? And yeah, so that's it. So we got our dedicated watchers tonight are here, you guys. And if you guys are here, comment how tall is Austin? That was the question.
What did you say?
Somebody asked how tall is Austin. You guys. Put in your guesses.
Yes, everyone guess.
Austin is. Put your guesses in there. And then also, if you are watching, make sure hashtag live if you're watching live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Let us know if you're enjoying this, if you're getting some value out of it, hashtag value.
Hey, if anybody guesses, if anybody guesses Austin's height, he's offering some prizes.
It's a shot
right.
with Austin. You just got to drive to his location.
Free. This is a used bottle. This is original bottomless drink on the set of Whiskey Thursdays. So you can have a signed bottle, right?
Sign bottle.
You just got to pay $39.99 for shipping because it's got to go to all
just
of us.
cover just cover shit. Right.
Boss is going to ship it to Shane. Shane will ship it to me, and I'll ship it out to you.
The bot's gonna be really expensive by the time it gets to that person.
I know, right?
Sign it right
We're
here.
just adding value. So somebody guessed 5'6".
5'6".
For Austin.
5'6". Jeez. Really broad. I hope it's because I look really broad.
That's
Right?
hilarious.
Is it because I look like this? I hope it's because of this.
They're like, he's
I'm
a
working on my
muscle hand.
traps.
That's what it is. He's a muscle hand.
Yeah. Jeez, 5'6". Come on, guys. I gotta take another drink.
Somebody said 6 foot. All right, now we're being generous.
6 foot. 6 foot with cowboy boots.
With cowboy boots with large heels.
Yeah.
Hey, so I've got a question for you there, Christian.
What's up?
For on the video side of things, and what do you like? I know that one of the big struggles I have is getting the agents that we're working with and just the teams we're working with just to produce video. It's like it's such a, and we know that producing video content is something that they need to do. We want to use it in our remarketing campaigns, and it's just so difficult to push them to do it. And then when they do it, the editing side of it is a lot of effort as well, and it can be expensive. Videographers are expensive, things like that. Do you have any tips for anybody out there that's either doing videos or that's wants to do this for their clients or offer it as a service or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, you honestly, like, real estate videos, like as far as like home tours, are super easy to make. I mean, you're just transitioning from room to room. So it's not something super heavy, and like it's literally like you hit like blade cut and you just move pieces together. Like, you don't have to be the best at it, but literally, like, if you want to learn, like, I know if you're on your phone, you can use like iMovie, and there's so many tutorials online, like on YouTube. Like, that's like a gold mine. It teaches you how to do everything, and it's really fast tutorials and not something super hard to pick up. But like, if you're wanting to use that video for remarketing purposes, just what I told one of the people is, like, imagine you're texting someone. Like, I know everyone's had this conversation where some people like to text and some people like to talk on the phone. So what I tell them is, like, when you use a picture, when you just use words, when you text someone, you don't really get the conversation. You don't feel their presence. You don't know the demeanor when you're texting someone. But when you're on the phone with them, you can hear their voice. You can hear their inflection. You know what they're saying, and you're understanding them because you're having that conversation. So, when you're in that rapport, how they feel, how you feel. So, like, if you can explain it to them in a sense that where this video is kind of going to be like a phone call. When you put a picture, when you just send words, it's kind of going to be like a text message. Like, people are just going to read it, and they're not going to know. You could be telling them that you really appreciate them on a computer, and you just post that, but no one cares. Like, but if you show them and they can see it, there's a whole nother ball game when they can feel like when you're being genuine. But I mean, like, there's tons of things to use, like, for editing. Like, I use Final Cut, but you don't have to get Final Cut. You can get iMovie. There's tons of free stuff you can use, and it's super simple, and it's definitely something, everyone should know that's here. Video is way more, used for engagement, and then, just a regular post, just with words and stuff like that. And if you want, tell your real estate agent, if they want to be, more engaging, they want more people to comment on them, get to know them, like, they want to be that person in the community that is grabbing everyone's attention, then, video is the way to go. If not, they're going to be null and void, a couple of years. What everyone seems like, I tell everyone this is like, whatever, people think marketing and video marketing is some sort of luxury right now. Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, it's a luxury. It might seem like a luxury now, but in the future, it's going to be mandatory. So you want to be in the in the front end of it, not the tail end of it.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah.
And video walkthroughs are really simple to do. I mean, for the agent themselves, right? Like, hey, go to a house, hold the camera up, and walk around.
Yeah. I mean, tell them to, when they pull up to the house, to do a Facebook Live and just say, hey, what's up? My name's so-and-so, and I'm about to show you this house real quick. And just, I mean, live videos get like 3 times more views than regular ones do. So, I mean, that in itself already, plus you guys know the replay value on live video. So it's like, the same way that you guys know how you guys operate, just kind of translate that to them and say, this is what you can expect. This is what you can do if you do this. They can either, point and shoot, or they can do a live, or, they can hire someone, to do it. I mean, tons of ways to do it, but if they're really serious and want to, make it happen, then if they don't want to pay for it, then they do it themselves, or then just keep getting the same result, dude. Whatever you want to do.
Makes sense. And they can put those videos in the marketplace too, even if you can't pay for ads yet.
That's pretty dope. I mean, they can make cover videos and all sorts of stuff, like a lot of real estate agents are just posting their stuff on marketplace, just like you said, they're just putting it on there and getting hits like that. So
what's your biggest struggle right now, Christian, in terms of chasing down this space?
Well, I'm not really like scared of talking to people. Like my biggest thing is like making sure having the results. I've had a campaign that was pretty awesome, but it's just like the way that, the realtor is talking about these leads suck, but he didn't do anything but call them twice and then put them on an email drip, and it's so stupid, so it's like, for me, it's like, I know how to get the leads using the lead forms and doing that in a sense, but, and if I hear you guys talking about like I believe Matt was doing a live one time and I asked him, he said, he was talking about like how to break down, I think it was 10,000 a month or something, doing real estate marketing. And you guys typically say around $500, you're getting about 100 leads, give or take, with about $500 in ad spend. So when you're doing the $500 in ad spend, is that derivative of just the lead form, or is that from going from the lead form to retargeting? And like, how, when you're breaking this $500, is that just one specific like lead form campaign? Like, when you use if someone handed you like $500 to do their real estate marketing, like where would that $500 go?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a mix, right? Because we're gonna have some lead forms and then retargeting the people that didn't fill out the lead form. I mean, that would be our basic for $500. A lot of what we're gonna do, depending on the person, right? Because some people have different needs, and then we end up in a different area. But if I had to say like the most normal way to spend $500 on leads, would be lead forms and retargeting the people that didn't fill them out. Would you agree, Shane?
It depends.
If you had to pick the most normal way, because there's so many one-offs, right? And
the most normal way. So the most normal way I do it is if I get a really good. Yeah, the most normal way I do it is I just spend everything on the one campaign. I don't bother retargeting. That's the most normal way I do it. I don't do any retargeting whatsoever. If I'm going to have any extra money to do anything, we do remarketing instead. So we pick the areas that we're focusing in, and then you just send more content to those areas back to the leads. And they're not like, it's typically not the same ad. That's if we were to do any of it. But typically, like if we run like a homes list or a listing or anything like that, especially a homes list, like it's basically $500. We dump it on the homes list, let it run for as long as possible. It generates leads. If it's generating leads for $5 a month, great. I'm not going to retarget. Like it doesn't really make any sense to start retargeting those.
No, and I would agree with that, because if your lead cost is $5, you're only getting 100 leads, right? More of the retargeting would come in when you get some really cheap leads and you're getting just a ton of traction, right? That's where I would probably toss in a retargeting, and that would be a completely different creative as well.
So maybe like going from like a listing to retargeting to a homes list or something like that. That's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, like I've done
really, honestly.
Sorry, I was going to say that I've done some where like we've put together a homes list and then we started retargeting. We're getting leads for 25 cents a lead. So, and we're getting leads for 25 cents a lead for 2 days. And then all of a sudden it starts to go up after that to $2, $5, $10, and it's not generating anymore. Shut off the retargeting ad. And then we just leave the homes list up. And then maybe a month later, start up and literally all it is the exact same ad. But what ends up happening in real estate, and I think a lot of people are sort of finding this out, and the people have been doing this for a long time, every area, every market, every agent, every month, every week, it's always different. Like it's always different. It's crazy. And
keep going, Shane. But everybody, we have quite a few questions coming in, so keep adding your questions. We'll get to those and finish your thought though, Shane.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of it's just, constantly testing what's going to work. So if you're running a homes list or you're running a listing and you feel like, okay, you know what, I'm going to try out a retargeting ad. then you go ahead, try the retargeting ad. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, you shut it off, right?
Right.
But the other thing too, one of the things that I've been doing a lot lately is, especially when I get like a really good listing, is that I'll dump a ton of money in the first 3 to 4 days and generate all my leads in those first few days and schedule that with the agent. And so if we have, like, basically if we get a new listing in that's, and it's like something that's been either reduced or it's below market value, or it's just been listed, or it's an exclusive or anything like that, where it's a really, really good listing, it's within the medium price point, it's attractive to the largest possible audience, which is, the medium price point for a 3-bedroom detached home. And then what we'll do is I'll go ahead, we'll advertise that, schedule it with the agent, and then just, dump $50, $75 a day, generate a ton of leads, and make sure the agent is available at that time to do the follow-ups and start doing the follow-ups right away. And then all of a sudden now, as a marketer, you're done for the rest of the month because you've just overwhelmed your client. So it's like,
in a good way.
there you go, you're done. You spent all you got paid, you spent the budget. Your client now is overwhelmed with leads and busy booking appointments because you scheduled 2, 3, 4 days with them to sit down and make those appointments. Mm-hmm. And then now they're busy for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
So are you like that? You're saying $50 to $75 a day. Like, have you already done, like, is that before split testing and all that stuff? Like, do you do any of that, or are you just jumping it in there and just letting it roll?
The thing is, it comes with experience, right? That's when you know what kind of campaign is going to work, then like, okay, you know what? I'm going to build this campaign. I'm going to watch it really, really closely for the first couple hours and then see what it does. And then if it doesn't do anything, I'm going to switch it out, or I'm just going to shut it off. And typically I only do this with listing campaigns. So a specific home or something like that.
And I think that was key, though, what you saed there, Shane, is you're going to watch it very closely during that time frame, right?
Yeah, because you'll see leads popping in right away. Like, as soon as, like, you'll start seeing leads coming in at $1, $2 right away because the offer is irresistible.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll blow up the client's account. And
I run it on a lifetime budget too.
Yeah, and as long as the leads aren't coming in at every 10 seconds, usually the client can handle it, right? They're coming in every 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Which is usually what we'll see when we throw that kind of money in a burst like that.
I've always heard different things like $10 a day or scaling, like for every 10,000 people use $1 per 10,000 in your audience. Like, that's one thing that I was probably struggling is more so like the audience thing, because some are like, okay, when you're doing this listing, do it open targeting, do a 10-mile radius for however many people and just let it ride. And some people are like, well, you need to, target, well, now we can't do homeowners and whatnot, but I mean, just different things that would, cater to those campaigns. So so when y'all are doing these campaigns, like Shane, you're saying you have experience, are you generally when you say that, and then you also say every market's the same, are you finding that some campaigns are, congruent to targeting, when it comes to different marketing, different campaigns? Like, if you're doing a listing for one single home, do you find if you go to one market and you use similar targeting with a different market, and it's popular, that's pretty much working across the board, or how do you gauge that?
Well, I think it really comes down to the offer, right? The more enticing the offer, the more people will engage with it, and the more people want to opt into it, right? And the enticing offers come, everything. The one thing that doesn't change is that the buyers out there, they all have one thing in common, and that's they all want the best deal. Every buyer wants the best price, and that is the number one desire. No, they don't. There's nothing else that they care about, especially when they're in that moment where they're looking or searching. They're looking for those good deals. They're looking for the best price. They're looking for, something that they can afford, that's within their budget. So if you can put that in front of the largest possible audience, and when I say largest possible audience, I typically mean that medium price point audience, where most people are looking for a 3-bedroom single detached home, and at that medium price point, then you're going to have a much larger audience that's going to be opting into an offer that's irresistible, which is a house, typically a listing that's below market value, that's just been listed, or that it's exclusive and not in the market yet. And that is the best possible offer. So if you can get that, then you know that's one that's just going to work. At least you have a lot of confidence that that's going to pretty much work in any market.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're just leaving it open and letting the copy do all the talking, pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
And we do have a question from, see here, hang on. Jason Scholdice. Are you guys using chatbots widespread yet?
I don't think any of us are using chatbots.
No.
I used chatbots one time, and it was not the best thing ever. I mean, I like them. I like making them. I think when you show a client a chatbot, they freak out. You know, I think they have their place, but I mean, I've just never really, killed it in chatbots. I'm not saying they don't work, but
No, I think
yeah. And my take on them is that like they don't work unless you're Zach Nussbaum. That's what I think.
he's got a beast of a chatbot.
That's just my opinion.
He's coming on the show.
Chatbots don't work unless you're Zach. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of where I was going to go is basically with real estate chatbots. Unless you really, really, really know what you're doing, I guess with programming, really, you're going to have a hard time making a killer. Hold on, did we just lose Kristen? Yep. All right.
Nope. Computer died.
Dang, what happened to him? I don't see him.
There he is.
Oh,
okay.
There he is.
I don't know what happened.
But anyway, no, if you're using chatbots and you're not like
Welcome back, buddy.
make it a crazy amazing chatbot, then it's just kind of gimmicky. You know what I mean? I think I haven't seen that creative results from anything I've seen so far. Yeah, you can get the leads cheap, but again, you get them into a Facebook chat.
They're not leads, man. That's
Well, and I think that's the key, right? They're not.
Yeah,
leads.
they're conversation. That's not a lead, right? So it's
Right.
you got to remember that it's not a lead. It's conversation until you get that phone number. That's
I think they're pretty distracting too. I mean, I had the way that I did the chatbot, I had like where they can pick if they want to buy or sell, and it was, routed different ways. But then I also had the listings, like, well, if you just want to check out our listings, click here. And I had listings pop up, and each listing had its own page. But it's like it's like an overcrowded landing page. Like if they have so many choices what to do, they don't do anything. So it's like I just kind of think I did away with it.
They definitely.
Sorry, I was going to say, just the way I see it is that if you were not able to get leads using lead forms, then try chatbots. But because we can get leads using lead forms and you can get the phone number right away, like why would you?
Yeah, that's the whole point. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that people are wanting and would like to get a chatbot to try to qualify.
Well, and I think actually, now that I look at this is probably why he's asking. He says he does have a program to build. He had a programmer build the landing page in the chatbot, and so he has a client generating 350 home evals per week.
Oh, well then I guess.
Yeah, so I'd be curious. For one, is it the Holy Trinity? Are you getting the name, email, phone number? And then secondly, what is their ad spend? Because that's really cool. If you're getting 350 home evals, that's awesome.
Yeah, because whatever you got, that's what you're. If you have that and you're selling it, we want to buy it.
Right.
Who else is generating 350? Like nobody else is generating that many home evals a week that I know of.
Yeah, and I'd be curious what the cost per lead is on that. I think typical home evals are running right around $6 to $8. At least in my experience.
$68?
$6 to $8.
That's
$68 would be intense, but still $6 to $8 per home eval. It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Okay.
It's not great either, but again, if I can generate buyer leads at $2 a piece, or I can generate home evals at $6 a piece, 1 in 3 buyers is a seller. So it's basically the same, except for now I've got some frosting on the cake. You know what I mean?
Do y'all do like FSBO targeting, like putting the addresses of all the for sale by owners and just dropping it, putting the thing? Is that y'all do that? I haven't done it yet, but I kind of want to try it. If all the addresses are out there,
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I've not personally done it. And I think the reason I haven't done that, or the same thing with expireds, is the audience is so low, right? Now, if you were to go back see, it's tough to do it with for sale by owners because for sale by owners, they either sell or they list with a real estate agent and they sell or expire. But at that point, they're an expired, right? If they didn't sell. So if you were to go back 5 years and grab expireds, that would probably be a better audience than grabbing for sale by owners today. Because again, you're going to have a limited number of them in any market, and it's going to make your targeting really small if Facebook will allow it, because I think it will be under 100 people usually per location. You know, at that point, you might be better off with a postcard.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And with for sale by owners, I've never had a problem setting an appointment with a for sale by owner, just cold calling them. You know, so I'd have a hard time, I guess. At $5 a lead or $10 a lead, it's probably going to be a lot more, honestly, because the targeting is going to be so specific. I guess I'd have a hard time with that because, again, it's so easy to call them and get them on the phone, and
so easy just to show up.
For sale by owner, right? You can
just show up.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, bring a buyer.
Exactly.
They'll talk to you. They'll talk to you if you got a buyer.
Or as somebody I heard recently said, bring a friend and tell them it's a buyer.
Hey, I told you that.
It's an interesting concept, but I have known
one of my clients told me that. That's what they told me, that like she's telling me like this is what she's trying to teach her agents. Like bring your husband, tell them they're a buyer. Well, no, and then build rapport, right? Like start.
Yeah, until they look you up on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, well we're getting a divorce, so there he's looking for a new house. Like try and save that one. But no, again, I'd be curious on some of the information on that for those chatbots.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
None of us are using those right now. And again, I think it just goes back to.
I gotta get going.
Next question. Next question.
I gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Look at this place. I got like we've got a lake right there too.
I say, do you have a pool inside of your house right there?
No pool, but it's really cool. We got a hot tub here. So this is an Airbnb.
Where are you, dude? I can't even see anything because I can't see you on the stupid Be Live. Where are you?
So he's gonna pull up Facebook now and look you up and be like, "Holy crap!"
No, I don't have any pictures.
Why can I not see the freaking? I can't see the freaking thing.
What if we do this? Now can you see Shane?
What is this group? Real estate conversion therapy.
Real estate conversion therapy.
Got too many of too much of that SoCo.
Oh,
sorry.
Gosh, no.
So we learned this new trick with Airbnbs, right? Basically, I don't even know. It was my wife that somebody, I don't know how she learned this, anyways, or somebody told her about this. She's like, just
dark web.
Yeah, and it's just like go in and like if you find a place you really like and just like go the day before, and then just offer them 50% if it's available. And so that's exactly what we did for this place. We got it for $70. It's $250 a night.
Wait,
we got it for $70. And
how do you find them?
They've got this app. They've got this app, Austin. It's called Airbnb.
No, but yeah, okay, I get it. Joke's on me.
I'm just kidding.
The young guy. Yeah.
Wait, Shane, that's not.
Why
don't you just rent the place for?
How do you message?
What's that?
Yeah, dude. Hell,
see if you can rent the whole place for $21 a month. Just
21, dude. Yeah, just live there.
No, because
how do you message them though? I thought that's blocked off.
No, you
so
can.
After you get in, you can message them. Oh,
yeah, you
awesome.
can message them directly. Yeah.
Do you have to do it through Airbnb, or you just like do it like kind of bootleg?
No, you can do it through Airbnb and send them messages.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then you just PayPal them, dude. That's legit. Unless they screw you over.
I think they send you like an offer. They adjust the offer.
That's so cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
Airbnb hacking right here.
That's right. So yeah, so $250 a night. We got it for $70. On top of it, I think we had a credit with Airbnb because there was a screw up with one of like last place we stayed at or something. So yeah, so we end up getting this cottage just right on the lake. It's got a hot tub, it's got a sauna, and so just before, like I was so sleepy just before getting on the show because we Like we went out for dinner, then we went into the sauna and then sat in the hot tub for half an hour. I'm like, get back in the place. And I'm like, oh my God,
Jeez.
I don't want to do the show. It's like, I'm too tired.
Yep.
So yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Christian, I mean, any other questions for us?
Watch. I'm gonna like watch this tomorrow and like kick myself in the butt for not asking you more questions. I don't want to keep you from your wife and your sweet, Middle Earth cottage, dude. Like I'm sure like Mr. Thomas has got tea ready for you. Like he's ready. Like, come on, Shane, let's go.
Wait, isn't Tumnus from Narnia?
Narnia, yeah, dude, they're all
Yeah,
there.
you just made a Middle Earth reference and then went to Narnia. So
they're all there, man.
thanks for all tracking.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so you all using like listing campaigns and homes list campaigns. Like, what are your go-tos like besides those two that can generate? If you're dropping like $50, $75 a day on these, like, are you essentially doing the same thing across the board on the different campaigns that you're doing, like the home listing or any other ones that you're doing? And what are those kinds of campaigns?
Shane?
Yeah, so my go-to campaign is always the homes list. If I can start with that, I'll run that.
Yeah.
And the only reason why is because it's the easiest one to manage. If you can get one that's working, it'll run for months. I've got one right now. It's got 1,400 leads on it. It's been running since March. I've got another one that's been running since January. That pictures have snow on the houses. Like it ran all summer long and it generates leads at $4, $4.50.
And it's for that one house. Like no one's got the house yet, or like what do you mean? Like are you just
a
using
homes list?
Yeah.
Oh, homes list. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if I can, if I can find like if a homes list will work well in a specific area, then I will run a homes list instead of anything else. That's usually now if I want to basically generate a lot of leads really, really quickly, and my agent has a good listing campaign or a listing property. So one that's been either reduced or it's exclusive or it's just listed or anything like that, I'll use that to generate a ton of leads like very, very quickly and spend a lot of the budget. And then that's what I'll use.
Okay. And then y'all are just pretty much following up with email automations. And do y'all train? I know, Shane, you do a lot of the calling, or you do the calling. But I'm saying, like, is there any sales training that you're giving to your agents that, kind of like cream, on the top of what else you're doing? Like, is there anything extra that you might be doing that's helping them convert besides like email automation?
Shane, I think that's a great segue into the new.
Yeah, actually, so we do coaching for agents, and in fact we have a coaching program specifically for agents where it basically walks them through the call scripts, helps them set more appointments, and then basically follows the same scripts that we ended up releasing yesterday, and those are the same scripts that we're using with our current ISAs. And there's scripts that Matt's used with his team, and they've been proven over and over again to book a lot of appointments. So,
cool.
But now what we're doing is we're basically offering coaching, which is it's basically monthly coaching. So two monthly calls per month
in a group setting where the agents can come on. They can ask questions. They can listen to calls. We can go through calls with them, and basically, it's essentially just to teach them the scripts. And what ends up happening is a lot of agents are just not properly trained. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. They don't know how to push for the appointment, and it's fine. It's just somebody needs to show them how to do this, and it's exactly what we're doing now.
So these are your clients that you're getting, and you bring them onto this group coaching call, or is it something different that you're doing?
Well, so our clients, but we also we provide it as a service as well.
Gotcha.
Are we announcing that already, Shane? We haven't really.
Well, we do offer group coaching. So if anybody has a client that wants group coaching,
well, I guess we got to work on a landing page tonight. But yeah. No, we do. We offer group coaching, which basically it's something that you can either pay for your client or upsell your client on, and we're going to help them convert more of their leads. Right. So it's a
cool.
completely focused on converting leads, right? So we're not running into database expireds for sale by owners. It is completely focused on converting for sale by owner, or not for sale, completely focused on converting Facebook leads. So it's a great tool for retention if you are an agency owner and your agents are not closing deals. Again, it's a great tool for retention because we're going to help them start converting.
So essentially, like if I wanted to add group coaching, I would just like get these scripts and just be like, here, take these, and just kind of role play with them and stuff like that, and just teach them how to like follow up with the leads and all that good stuff. I gotcha. Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, so no, that's a really cool thing that we recently released as of, I think, what, 40 seconds ago.
Yeah, okay, so let me just clarify that for a second. So there's two different things here. One of them is the scripts that we just released like a couple days ago. So that's something that you can that's something anybody can get, whether it's an agent or a marketer that wants to help their agents. They can get those. They can basically get the scripts. There's a bunch of videos in there, and they can listen to the videos and then just kind of get a better understanding on how to use the scripts. Mm-hmm. And those are the same scripts that we're using with our team, same scripts that Matt's used with his teams. And so that's one product. The coaching stuff is something completely different. And we're basically, you're the first to know. Nobody else knows about this. Everybody else
watching this.
Everybody that's watching.
Right.
So this right now is actually in beta. We've got our own clients that are part of this. Mm-hmm. And then we have a couple of other marketers where their clients are part of it as well. And that's it's a bi-monthly group coaching program for agents where they can.
It's a monthly group coaching program with bi-weekly calls.
No, other way around. What are you talking about? No, it's twice a month.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Bi-monthly.
I was thinking bi-monthly is every other month.
Bi-monthly is twice a month.
Welcome to Whiskey Thursday, everybody.
So essentially, so everything if I have
way early and we don't know what they look like because we're drinking.
I'm so embarrassed right now. Like this is terrible. I don't.
Well, if it was your fifth one by now, you wouldn't be so embarrassed.
This is my second one. So essentially, like if someone has if I take on a real estate agent as a client and I'm like, hey, I know these guys that are doing group coaching that's going to be a part of the service. Can they go on yours, or these are just strictly your clients?
This is you're hey, I'm Christian. I've got a client, and as part of an upgrade or as part of my core services, we offer group coaching.
Yeah.
And the group coaching's 100% white label. There are no marketers on there. It's all agents. And it's only run by Matt. And it's not it's something that you offer to your clients as an upgraded service. Okay.
So what I'm saying is I don't know if I said it wrong. So if I have a client, you guys aren't saying that you're offering that to other people's. Like if I'm like, hey, how much do you charge? And I'll just pay you for them to go on your coaching calls. Y'all don't do that, do you? Or yeah, no.
Confused.
So
okay. So
we don't have different coaching calls for your clients and Austin's clients and Shane's.
Yeah. Clients. No. I understand that.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's one coaching call that happens twice a month, and you sell it as a service that you are offering to your clients.
Okay, but then they hop on the phone with you guys. Is that
exactly.
That's right?
Okay, that's what I was getting.
You're going to hop on the phone with our master trainer, and they're going to help you convert.
Gotcha. Okay, so that sounds pretty dope. I'm going to have to talk to you guys about that because that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's super it's so affordable. It's crazy. And
are we announcing the price, or you got to comment below and message us the price?
Yeah, we're still kind of in beta with it, so it's
super cheap.
But it's super cheap, man. Like compared to regular other types of coaching for real estate agents, it's super cheap, really affordable. Yeah. The whole point of this is we really wanted to help. We wanted to retain more customers, so this was something that we were doing, but we really wanted to try to find a solution for marketers because we've talked to so many marketers where they just can't retain their clients. Their clients are sticking for a month, maybe 2 months, but after 3-4 months, it starts to get really difficult to retain those clients. And a lot of times, some of them are even getting results. Like some of them are closing deals. They're having a hard time with the calls, and that's what this coaching is about. It's to basically try to make them more efficient, try to teach them how to make the calls, what to say, how to say it, what leads to focus on, things like that.
That's
Exactly.
pretty.
And Joe Sizzle is on this call, I believe, right, Joe? Comment below, let us know you're here still. But Joe can probably
Letty?
a little bit. No. Joe Sizzle, he is watching us down below for me down below. But anyways, he's in my my personal coaching, which is for agents specifically, and that is closed right now. But basically, what we're doing is we're taking the conversion piece of that and turning it into a monthly program for you guys and offering it, so that you can give it to your clients and say that you have a training program that you're offering them because we're white labeling it under you.
And then
right?
that's when you sneak in the kill and take our clients from us and then laugh and point at us.
Oh, yeah.
No, believe me, we don't
all
want
the
any more
point.
clients right now.
By the way, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop off, guys. I gotta run. I'm actually 40 minutes over my
Yeah,
time.
me
It's at
too.
10 o'clock. But listen,
Cool.
Christian.
Well, I guess we're gonna call it a night then. Christian,
you
are
guys
there
can,
any?
you guys can keep talking if you want, if there's more questions or whatever. But I'm gonna run.
Yeah, Christian, I guess are there any parting questions that you have before we shut it off?
Let me go first. Let me go first.
All right, see you guys.
Hey,
And that's
Christian,
dude.
you in the
Yeah.
conversion coaching is how to keep your clients
Yeah, man.
on the
Great
line,
chat.
answering your questions.
Yeah.
So that you can close deals.
Dude, go enjoy
Take
your
care.
$75 B&B, dude. Have fun, man.
See you,
it's good seeing you
Christian.
guys. Okay, have a good night.
And
Take care.
bye. Have a
Take
good
care,
night.
buddy. Are you taking off as well, Austin? Austin took off as well. All right, cool. So yeah, Christian, any other questions before we do shut her down here?
I don't know, man. I mean, you've been super helpful. I mean, essentially, like, I think my biggest questions were just like, I just need to, know like what exactly y'all are doing to produce those results. So I mean, and to recap a little bit here, so y'all are doing the listings, the list of homes for sale and whatnot, and just dumping money in those, and if they're working, using that copy to make sure that they're coming in, not using like crazy specific target. I've seen some of the things that you say, like your luxury targeting. You've explained that a little bit too, but
We went into like newest phone users and different vehicle users and stuff like that.
Yeah, and but as far as like, so are y'all like remarketing heavy, like you doing the retargeting campaigns? I know there's the email automation and the text automation, like those are things that y'all are using heavy, like to help convert those leads on top of teaching these real estate agents the sales processes to make it a little easier too, right?
So it depends. At that point, we're kind of getting into some custom areas where we're doing a little bit more custom program for agents who have a little bit more budget to work with.
Yeah.
And at that point, we might be doing some video remarketing, right? Trying to do a new video every 2 weeks or every week if they can. But most agents have a hard time doing a video every week.
So essentially, you guys are just doing like listing and list of home campaigns, and then just
listings and list of homes. I mean, it seems really simple, but it works, right? I mean, that's what Zillow is. You're going on there to look at a list of homes, or you're going on there to look at a specific home, right?
Yeah.
Same thing for Realtor.com and any of these other services.
See, I'm thinking like, in my head, I was thinking y'all every client was like listing list of homes, retarget with everything, and then like the text and the emails, like everyone's getting this. Like, so essentially it's just, listing list of homes and teaching them how to follow up with their leads and making sure they stay on it, and helping them do that with email automation and whatnot sometimes.
Yeah. And we help with the email automation, the text automation, depending on where they're located. I know Canada, we can't do text automation, so we just do the email. But yeah, I mean, there's the automation side of it, and then there's just the lead generation side of it, which again, we keep it pretty simple for the most part. You've got seller campaigns for home evaluations or a guide. You've got buyer campaigns for a homes list or a listing. And I mean, those are probably your main 4 campaigns.
I mean, like, have you heard some people talking and saying like the home eval campaigns are kind of sucking right now, or are they like totally opposite for you, like you're just rocking it out with home evals?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's something that personally I'm not a fan of, but some people want seller leads only. And, if that's what they want, we're happy to give it to them. The reason I'm not a fan, again, is because with buyer leads, 1 in 3 of those is going to be a seller.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I pay for a seller lead, which is more expensive, rather than a buyer lead, or a generic lead, I should say, which 1 in 3 or 1 in 4, even if it's 1 in 4, still you're typically doing well. You're going to be at the same price per lead or close to it.
Cool. Well, I mean, yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate you super last minute, like hit me up about coming on. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
This is really cool too. Like helping people out like this. Like this is that when I first heard y'all talk about this, like, dude, I've got to do this. I gotta get on there. But like,
So
I really appreciate it.
So what are you going to do in the next 30 days? I guess that's the question we should end with. What are you going to do personally in the next 30 days to generate more business?
So in the next 30 days, I've got a agent in Atlanta who's about to open up a brokerage. I'm working with her right now. She actually does a real estate agent. She does branding. That's her specialty, just branding. So she has classes to teach agents how to brand themselves. And so I'm going to connect with her. I've already spoken with her about running ads for Atlanta and her being able to teach the agents branding and maybe even doing an event in Atlanta in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm going to connect with her.
You can get a custom audience going with all the people that she's teaching custom branding to or trying to. You can set a custom audience up for that and help her with marketing that as well.
Like you're talking about like getting all their emails and then just building like a lookalike or just.
Yeah, because usually in a multiple listing service or a MLS, you can get all the agents' email addresses. And so you could take that and turn it into a custom audience and use that to sell her services.
Oh, that's pretty dope. I like that. Appreciate that. Yeah. And then I've got the
moon's like right here.
Dude, are those windows?
No, I'm outside.
Oh, dude, you want to know something crazy, dude? I always thought like I never knew what was behind you. I thought you had I thought those were like soundproof like boxes on your wall or something. Like you like run a studio or something. So you're legit outside. Okay.
Yeah, I'm legit outside. I go outside. Dude. I got 2 kids under 4. So.
Oh, I feel you, dude. I've got little ones too. Yeah. So okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that and then reach out to the agent who is helping me find a house and do like a lunch and learn out there and just like I think I'm just going to go all out with the networking, going out face to face, belly to belly. I mean, because I've like just messaging. Real estate agents are so like they know when they get a friend request and they go on the profile and they see you do marketing, they already know what you're up to. You know what I'm saying? They smell that. So they smell that so fast. So it's like it's harder. And I just be getting shut down on MailChimp and LinkedIn. So it's like I'd rather just go belly to belly, just make it happen that way. Do some teaching and do that. So
I'll give you a pro tip. If you guys want a pro tip, hashtag pro tip below. Also, hashtag live if you're still watching, and hashtag trooper if you're still watching on the replay. But I'll give you a pro tip for following up with your leads and closing a little bit more each month. And this is something that a real estate agent can use as well, because that's where I typically used it prior to getting into this industry. Let's see here. We got some comments coming in. You guys, you want the pro tip? Hashtag pro tip. Let us know. I know, Christian, you're waiting for it, right?
No,
you're like, wait, what is this? What is the pro tip?
I'm drinking my Malibu. Got so bad, dude.
Drinking the Malibu. Hashtag down it. Right? That's what we should do. We should end the show off with you shotgunning a Malibu.
Okay.
No, but for real. So the pro tip that I would highly recommend, and this goes for you and this goes for anybody else out there, is guys, build a top 10 list. Okay. And this is your top 10 most likely agents to close in the next 30 days. Okay. And if you don't have 10 on that list, then you know what your homework is. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to build that top 10 list. And you're going to work on those guys. And then you're going to continue to generate more leads for agents and potential clients. And eventually you'll start to see, okay, my guy who's at number 7 probably doesn't deserve to be on this list compared to this new guy, right? And so that top 10 list is constantly going to be changing to the client that's most likely to work with you next. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and sure. That's just your top 10, or some people in the real estate industry call it your intend to pend for like the next 10 listings that you're going to get. And that's something that I've always kept right in front of my computer at my workstation, so that I was able to basically just keep those people right in front of me, top of mind. If I hadn't talked to them in 3-4 days, I was calling them. Let's go on the phone. How's everything going? What's the holdup?
Yeah.
And if there's 60, it's okay right now, right? If you have 4 people that are on your top 10 list, okay, just work on putting another 6 on there, right? And then over time, again, you're just going to continually upgrade the people that are on that list to the people that are more likely to work with you sooner. And if you do that, you're constantly going to have a list of potential clients, and you'll be surprised at how many you start closing.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For sure.
With
So
it.
maybe that's something we can add in that 30-day plan.
Yeah. Came out. I mean, I've got maybe 3, 4. So I definitely have something to add. I mean, I can just like stalk the LinkedIn people and just drive to their house or something and knock on their door.
That would actually be pretty funny. I'm door
With
knocking.
that countdown timer, you have 5 minutes to sign up. And just show up.
Show up,
Yeah.
do the say anything rather than a boombox. You've got a giant countdown timer,
Yeah.
like the high school basketball game.
Mhm.
But anyways, cool, man. Sounds like that is all of our questions. Looking at the comments here, we really appreciate you being on and being open and telling us, what you're working on, what you're struggling with, because I think that the quote, what is it? What is most vulnerable is most what is it? Most vulnerable is most relatable, or something like that. But anyways,
That's true.
the things that you're struggling with are the same things that other people are struggling with. So
Yeah,
we
for
really
sure.
appreciate you being here. And
I appreciate all doing
everybody's
this,
watching.
man.
Thank
For
you,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks. So everybody who's watching, if you've enjoyed this, #value below. If you watch the replay and you watch this far, #trooper. All right. So we'll talk to you guys later. Take care.
See ya.